All right, I'm going to teach you how to convert a repeating decimal into a fraction. And it's kind of a weird little skill that, to be honest, once you're past Algebra 1, you probably won't use it again. But it's one of the things that they want you to know how to do. So I'm going to show you the long way to do it, but there is a shortcut, and I'm going to hold off on that because I want you to see if you can figure out what it is. The shortcut only works for certain problems, but it's much quicker. So what you need to do is first assign the number that you're trying to convert, assign it to the variable n. So I'm going to say n equals 0.5 repeating. And then you need to get this number, or get the decimal so that it's one past. You want to get one of the repeating units to the left of the decimal. Let me say it that way. So in other words, I need a 5 to be, 1 5 to be on the left side of the decimal. The question is, what do I have to do or multiply this number by to make that happen? Well, I'm trying to do this, 0.5 repeating. I want it to go to 5.5 repeating. So I need to jump my decimal one place to the right, which means I need to multiply by 10. So in order to do this little symbol here means R point, just means I'm putting the decimal to the right of the repeating unit. So 10n equals 5.5 repeating. Then you need to get this number, you want to get the repeating unit to be directly to the right of the decimal. Well, it's already there. There's already the first repeating unit is directly to the right of the decimal. So this is that case. In other words, the repeating decimal is already to the right, so I'm not going to touch that. This will make more sense once we do some other kind of problems. But once you have these two cases, then you want to subtract them. So I'm going to take, this is the bigger one, I'm going to take 10n equals 5.5 repeating, subtract the smaller one, n equals 0, line up your decimals, 0.5 repeating. And when you subtract equations, you just subtract the left side and then subtract the right side. So 10n minus n is 9n equals, and then 5 repeating minus 5 repeating, these repeating units are going to subtract out. 0.555 forever minus 0.555 forever goes to 0. So those are gone, and then it's just 5 minus 0. So I've subtracted out the repeating unit, which is really what you're trying to do here. That's the goal. So I just have to solve this equation. I'm going to divide both sides by 9, and I get n equals 5/9. All right, that's not too bad once you figure out how to do this. Now let me show you. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this. Okay. Yeah, it's dusty. It's been a while. I haven't had it out this summer. So if I go 5 divided by 9, it's 0.55555. That last 6 is just an artifact of rounding. All right, let's do one that has a little more going on. Example 2. We're going to convert 0.123 repeating into a fraction. So your first step is just to assign this to the number, the letter n. N equals 0.123. Second step is to get one repeating unit to the left of the decimal. So I'm going to take, the repeating unit is 2, 3. What I want is to have 1, 2, 3.23 repeating, like that. So what you end up with is the only thing that's to the right of the decimal is the repeating unit. You don't have this one here. And here is the 2, 3, the one repeating unit to the left. In order to get to this from here, I have to multiply this number by, that's 3 decimal places I need to move. That's multiplying by 1,000. So 1,000n equals 123.23 repeating. And then, here, let me just circle that. That's kind of in my way now. Now I need to get one repeating unit directly to the right of the decimal, like that. So what I need is 1.23. The first repeating unit is right here. So I'm going to take my original number. I need to move the decimal place 1 to the right, which is multiplying by 10. So 10n equals 1.23 repeating. And then these two different cases, the decimal to the right, the decimal to the left, I'm going to subtract those. So I'm going to take 1,000n equals 123.23 repeating minus 10n, which equals, and try to line your decimals up, 1.23 repeating. So subtracting 1,000 minus 10 is going to be 990n equals, here these repeating units are canceling, they're gone. So I just have 123 minus 1, which is 122. Now to solve for n, I need to divide both sides by 990. And so you get n equals 122 over 990. Now you could simplify that. I'm okay with you just leave it. But here, let's just go ahead and do it. 122 divided by 2. 61 over 495. But this is okay. And then to check your answer, you can go 122 divided by 990. 0.12323232323. So that was a little bit more complex. Let's go back and do something like, hopefully it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Let's do one with just 2 numbers repeating. 0.45 repeating to a fraction. So we're just going to call this n. N equals 0.45 repeating. Then I want to have a repeating unit directly, in other words, a 45 to the left of the decimal. So I have, what I want is 45.45 repeating. So in order to do that, let's see, I can show you over here. Here, I'm just going to say want 45.45 repeating. I need to move my decimal 2 places to the right. which is multiplying by 100. So you have to multiply both sides by 100. 100n equals 45.45 repeating. So this is the case when you have a repeating unit just to the left of the decimal. And then I need a case where I have one repeating unit, or the first one, to the right of the decimal. Well, this original n equals, this original number already has that first repeating unit to the right of the decimal. So this already is this case. Now, these are the two cases you subtract, but always have to take the bigger one on the top. So subtract, and I'm going to have 100n equals 45.45 repeating minus n equals subtract, so 100 n's minus 1n is 99n equals, my repeating units subtract out, cancel, and I just get a 45. Divide both sides by 99, and n equals 45 over 99, which, if I'm remembering my, now I'm okay with you leaving it like this, but just thinking about simplifying it, the divisibility rule for 9 says if you can add up the digits and that sum is divisible by 9, the whole number is divisible by 9. So 5 and 4 makes 9, so 45 is divisible by 9, obviously. 99 is also, because that's 11. So 5 over 11 is the simplified version. And we have 5 divided by, oops, can't see, 0.45454545. Okay, one more. Let's do, example 3. Actually, wait, example 4. Let's take 1.1 and just the 6 is repeating. Convert that to a fraction. Okay, assign the starting number as n. Now let's get one repeating unit to the left of the decimal. So what I'm saying is I want 1/6. I want the decimal to be here. So it's going to be 116.6 repeating. And this is the repeating unit that I shifted to the left. So I have to multiply this by 100 to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 100n equals 116.6 repeating. And then I want to get the repeating unit directly to the right of the decimal. So I want 11.6 repeating. So then I'm going to multiply, I need to move the decimal 1 place to get it here. That's multiplying by 10. So 10n equals 11.6 repeating. And these are the two cases that we need to subtract. You don't use the original n equals unless that is one of the two cases. So I'm going to take 100 n equals 116.6 repeating minus 10n, which equals 11.6 repeating. Subtracting both equations, 90n equals, repeating units cancel, and I get 5,105. Divide both sides by 90. Over 90. Now you could divide by 5 for sure. Let's see, 6, no. So this is okay for the answer, but if I went ahead and reduced it all the way down, I would end up with 7/6. And just to show you, there we go, that's better. 105 divided by 90, 1.166666, or we could say 7 divided by 6, 1.16. All right, that's it.